Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
I have some good news.
That's good news.
The decision has been made on Retrograde Amnesia, Season 6.
All right, for those of us like me who forgot what games were up for vote, can you refresh and tell us what games were being voted upon?
We had a four-way battle. Not a four-way battle. We had a Final Four, a playoff between Valkyria Chronicles and Tactics Ogre. Valkyria Chronicles defeated Tactics Ogre in the first matchup. And in the other matchup, it was Final Fantasy Tactics versus Front Mission. And Final Fantasy Tactics progressed to the final round. And now we have a result on the final round. So are you ready to hear?
Yeah, hit me.
Which game we're going to be covering for Retrograde Amnesia, Season 6, the Tactics Season.
Brought upon to imperil me specifically, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think we're all going to be imperiled in different ways.
Okay.
Because, you know, these games are tough or can be tough. The winner is Final Fantasy Tactics.
You're here to tell me the most popular tactics game of all time won the poll.
It did. It did indeed. 63% to 37%. So it was quite a wide margin, even though I sent out a big reminder today to say, hey, everybody, don't forget to vote in the poll. It's closing today. We got a bunch more votes coming in, but the percentages did not fluctuate very much at all.
The most important vote of 2024. The game that will carry us through to the apocalypse.
Arguably, yes. That's a good way to look at it. So congratulations to Final Fantasy Tactics and congratulations to us who get to play it. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, a lot of people in the comments on the poll were like, well, I like Final Fantasy Tactics, but I mean, that game's been covered a lot already, but no one has covered Final Fantasy Tactics like we're going to cover it. Ours is going to be the best Final Fantasy Tactics podcast to ever exist on the internet.
I don't stand by those claims whatsoever. I will guarantee you that at one point we will have the best Racing Lagoon podcast.
Yes, I will guarantee that. But I do think, and I don't know how this game has been covered in the past, but I do think that we will probably split the versions up between the two of us.
Yeah, I've done some preliminary, like War of Lions versus OG.
Yeah, I've never played War of Lions, but I would be happy playing either version. So whatever you're...
Oh, I get to pick. Lovely.
Yeah, you can pick. I don't care. Whatever's easier for you. Unless you want to play the Android version.
Do you really think I'm going to put a UMD and a PSP in 2024, Chris?
For a moment of time, I thought about if there's a way to do that and also capture the video.
Yes, I actually have a component out for my PSP 2000.
I think that might be kind of funny. But I don't know if I want to do that or not.
No, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
Because I kind of want to emulate it so that I can run the mods or whatever that get rid of the slowdown stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
The PSP. Or I could play the Android version, I guess.
Oh, yeah, playing a game for school on your phone. Great.
A game for school? Is that what you said?
Or for work, whatever this is. Whatever we've done to ourselves that have designated our life choices to play Final Fantasy Tactics over the course of 9 months.
Yeah, well, before we can do that, though, we have to finish Xenosaga. So would you like to hear some hot sounds that I have recorded?
Yeah, Mark.
You mean hot sounds I recorded?
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast discussing classic Japanese role-playing games chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 5. We're covering Xenosaga, Episode 1, Der Wilzer Max. My name is Chris. I'm joined today by Eric. Hi.
I guess you're getting better at that. Way to go, man.
I have no idea. I feel like I put there was more confidence in my voice when I said it, so it didn't sound quite as
some more like
up.
spittle to help get the syllables along.
Yeah. Did I have some spittle in my mouth? Is that what you said? Spittle?
It just sounded like there was like some good phlegm moving around to help accentuate the German tone.
I think that's
phlegmrollers.com.
a result of my choices of what I did with my body today.
Yeah.
And also eating hot rice right now that's bothering you, I think.
Oh, I'd forgotten about it. Now that you've reminded me of it, it is back in the periphery.
You want me to put the Brady Games guide on top of it?
Yeah, that sounds like a ritual sacrifice we can make today.
Is that better for you?
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. Totally sane thing to do.
I'm going to need that strategy guide in a minute, so. But before we get to the strategy guide, let's introduce the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live on a secret video feed that is connected to my basement at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, who taught us how to drive and shoot at the exact same time in Lucky and Wild.
Initializing Fake Net.
What? I thought driving while shooting a gun was normal in the US of A.
Lucky and Wild, what a great memory you just conjured for me. Those were good
There's
games.
nothing like it, and there's still nothing like it, and it's fundamentally unemulatable.
There are a lot of, like, sit in a booth and shoot things on a screen games at arcades now. I like the Dave & Buster's. I went to Dave & Buster's recently. Have I told you this?
No.
I went to Dave & Buster's, and they have a giant fucking like Pac-Man versus style thing.
Yeah.
But it's bigger than this table. It's like 11 players or something. But also we played a shooter, a Virtua Cop style light gun shooter that was called like Elevator Action Extreme.
Crisp is thinking of Elevator Action Invasion, a 2021 arcade game by Uni's Technology.
And whenever you would get on the
It was officially branded Elevator Action?
Yes, and whenever you would get on the elevator...
What is Taito doing?
I don't know who made the game, but whenever you get on the elevator, some physical elevator doors would close in front of you.
Oh, nice.
And then it would load the next screen and it would open up. Otherwise, it was just kind of a generic light gun shooter. My son didn't like it, so...
I'm just saying, there's still nothing quite like a game that has a steering wheel and a gun, and you use both at the exact same time.
No, I know a lot. Like, they have like fucking like Halo versions of those, but none of these things allow you... They're all like rail shooters, basically. So just let you sit there and...
Speaking of shooting things, Chris...
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was about to start talking about the Luigi's Mansion arcade.
No, we're not. I've played that. It sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Shooting things in the game. Now, Xenosaga is a turn-based battle system, except for the one part when it's not, when we get the battle passport for the battle minigame.
Oh, man, this game, the battle passport just predicted what gaming was going to be like, basically 2022 on, where everything has a battle pass.
That's right. It's the exact same thing conceptually, too.
Yeah, you have to pay $24.99 to unlock the battle pass.
What this actually is I think something that they felt like they had to do after the battle minigame in Xenogears at the Battle Arena, which is a 1v1 mech fighter in real time that went way above and beyond what it needed to do to exist as a game.
And it was relatively fun to play.
Yeah, for a side-scrolling game, it had great draw distance. You could like reduce the frame rate if you needed to.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was cool.
Tons of fun stuff. Instead, this time we get Virtual On for dummies.
I would call it dumb Virtual On.
Okay, that's right, because we're not the dummies. The game is dumb.
Yes.
Another menu. It's a neon-lit eggs battle menu. We got the options: 1-player game, 2-player game, controls, and exit. Let's see them controls. Completely fucked. Rather than lines pointing to buttons, it's a big list of commands. When you go over one, the button glows. Who thought of this?
Some guy.
All right.
I wondered this last time, and I forgot to ask you. Do you think that the insertion of minigames into this was a Namco decree, or do you think something that was just born out of what we have to do to make an RPG?
I think what we have to do, born out of necessity. Look at Final Fantasy VII. Look at Final Fantasy X. RPGs, Japanese RPGs to break. I mean, Japanese games in general are always rather modal's the word, I think.
I think modal works there.
Multiple different modes in it to break up the pacing. Like it was something that was just inherited from the expectations of the genre. So of course, even your game that has been compromised and cut for time and narrative is still going to have some mini games in them ranging in quality.
Yeah, so that way you can put 80 hours of gameplay on the back of the box.
That's true. You can play this game for 80 hours if you want.
If you want.
And like the thing about Virtual On is it's a 1v1 mech fighter. But like there was RoboPit. There was RoboPit 2. There was, I think, Steeldom was another one. Like a lot of people tried to make a game like Virtual On and never could quite make Virtual On.
I guess that's not surprising. Was Virtual On like an arcade hit in Japan?
I don't know if it was a hit, but it was a Model 2 game where you sat and you had those twin sticks with a twin cabinet. Nothing quite like it. Kind of like Lucky and Wild, honestly.
Do you think that the people were chasing that Virtual On dollar?
I mean, it was a hit enough for there to be a custom set of twin sticks for both the Dreamcast and the Saturn that really only worked with one game. I mean, I'm sure they worked with like 5 games total, but it was made to sell to emulate one game. So that had to mean something.
What if we can divert the timeline to where all these companies that were trying to make live service games these days that don't stick just decided to make arcade games that were chasing the Virtual On essence?
I would love that. I mean, back in the day, Armored Core won that war, despite it not really being the same thing as far as like your mech fighter game that won over Gun Griffin and I guess Mech Warrior.
Yeah, I mean, Mech Warrior lived a little bit more in like the
PC space.
The PC kind of simulation space. Yeah.
Like with Virtual On, there were no things to tweak or move around. You just got in your damn Virtualoid and then went to town with multiple weapons.
It probably has more crossover with like the concepts of fighting games than it does with a mech game.
Actually, yeah. But I mean, Virtual On is where I learned about cooldowns, and I think those also apply to the Battle Passport game, where you've got multiple weapons and you can use them as you use one and then the cooldown timer starts and you can have access to it again.
Yes.
But this game, the Battle Pass looks like Virtual On applied to the twin dual shock sticks down to both in opposite directions to jump and both toward each other to break. It was just like that for the twin sticks in Virtual On.
Yeah.
Weapons are on L1, R1, which I guess was advanced for the time. For the 1-player game, we can pick between the VX 10,000, which I think is Shion's eggs. I don't know. I didn't use eggs in the game.
Eggs? Yeah, the VX 10,000 is, that's Shion's. Yes.
The VX 7000 is the white gold one. That's Chaos's?
Juniors.
Okay, I thought, so AG02 is white and purple. I thought that was Junior.
The white and purple one is Chaos's.
There's also 2 question mark slots in case you want to unlock stuff, but guess what I did not do is unlock stuff.
Do you unlock those by playing the game, or do you unlock those by owning those eggs in the game?
Dude, do you think I know that? You're holding the strategy guide, man. You tell me.
I can't read and talk at the same time, but there are other eggs out here. Anyway.
We can also apply swords or guns to arm slots. I roll with my first mission. I roll a sword, a missile pod, and a shield, which seems like a good rollout, a well-balanced, finely tuned rollout.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So I hit go, music, battle music plays, and we're fighting in a brightly lit Miltia? Cityscape?
Cityscape?
Gotta be Miltia, right? If it's a simulation. I don't know.
The strategy guide just says this battlefield is a fairly straightforward street scene.
Okay.
So
my next note is, dude, this fucking sucks. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Like, they got the look right, but it doesn't move right. Nothing. It feels like you're playing a fighting game with 500 milliseconds of input lag.
Yeah, it does feel very laggy, for sure.
For a game that is not online or anything like that. I spam the sword button and win.
Yeah.
And my next battle is in outer space on a platform against AG-04.
Mm-hmm.
This guy hits way harder, and I run away. My missile pod sucks. I corner him and spam the sword. I win again. I lose my next 2 matches, and I'm out forever. How about you?
That was about the same. I think I only made it 3, though. So congratulations on being the better pilot.
Thank you. So, like, the minigame in Xenogears is one that I will hype up and talk up and tell people it's secretly real good.
Yeah.
I would tell no one to play this one.
Oh, absolutely not. The other fun thing about Xenogears is that there's like, how many characters can you play?
Oh my God,
there's a whole bunch. Like
everyone.
They basically animated almost all of every single one of the, what are they called? Gears. And also lots of enemies. Like there's you can be the sandworm or something weird in that.
Yeah, you can be the worm. And if you go to the final dungeon, then go all the way back, you can be Ellie's.
Yeah.
Omnigear, and then like there's that one that you can unlock if you win like 50 matches straight or some shit like that.
Yes.
That Cadmoni showed us for the very first time ever. Like, you can't find a picture of that thing on the internet, whatever it's called, I forgot.
Shout out to Cadmoni.
Initializing fake. It's Argento. You unlock it by setting the match to best 3 of 5, then beating every single other character without losing.
So anyway, did you want to do the other minigame as well?
Yeah, let's go play some cards, Eric.
Card passport, music, UMN mode plays. We kick out to a special menu. We get options, game, card, help, exit. We can go exhibition, 2-player battle, which I'm glad there's another 2-player. Like, battle passport isn't a 2-player option, is it?
I don't think so, no.
Initializing fake. It does. You said it did.
2-player battle and tournaments. Okay, let's do the tutorial. Oh my God, it's a PowerPoint presentation that I can R1 flip through.
Yep.
Oh my God, this looks complex. Someone sure put in the time.
Yep.
I quit Xenocard immediately. I apologize. I just can't do this. I cannot play a card game. I do not card.
I do like card games, but the thing I found most egregious about this was that the UI and like the way you handle and move cards around and stuff is, well, first of all, it does almost feels as laggy as the battle minigame, but also I could never quite figure out how to make the thing do what I wanted it to do. There's like a lot of pages on this
It looks really in depth. There's a lot of cards
in the game, so in this thing. So since we don't know shit about this, let's take the Brady Games Guide summary as our official statement on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
While each version on the game submenu lets you play a different structure of games with different prizes, the game itself remains the same in each case. Before you begin playing this game under any form, it is best to have some understanding of the cards themselves. There are 3 main types of cards, each with a different function, and various subtypes of the battle cards as well. Understanding the card types and how they interact is essential to being able to create a truly powerful deck and using it effectively in the Xenocard game itself. So I don't know what the 3 types are.
You know what? I don't think it matters, Chris. Can I describe to you my personal hell real quick?
Yeah.
It's somebody describing the rules of a collectible card game to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean to teach you how to play Pokemon?
Like, I have 0 tolerance for that.
Yeah.
Can I relate this to the Jason story real quick?
Jason, yeah.
I think I may have told this story in the podcast before, and I apologize, but it seems relevant right now.
Okay.
One time we went to one of our buddies' house to play TMNT Smash Up, because it was supposed to be like the Smash Brothers game that Game Arts helped make after, but with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I remember this. I wasn't there. I think I appeared for the aftermath.
And we have a buddy named Jason who's usually one of our most well-composed and in-control friends, I would say. Mm-hmm. And we play one match, and then he said, oh, fuck, oh, shit. And he went to go start drinking, and I went to go meet him by the refrigerator. He's like, this is bad, right? This is real bad. We're not going to make it through this unless we do this. And I was like, oh, okay, dude. Yeah, I believe you. I didn't drive either.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what this... I don't ever lean on alcohol as a crutch for anything, but when people start talking about collectible card games, I want to start drinking. Just whatever I can to, like, ease the pain. Anyway, did you like this game?
No, I couldn't quite figure out the rules because I didn't want to read the thing. I wanted to see if I could figure out the rules naturally.
Smart, yeah. Dive into it.
It just didn't.
Learn by doing.
It didn't happen. I did peruse the battle card listing on the strategy guide just to see what types of cards there are. And I found maybe one problematic one. It's called Swimsuit Momo.
Okay.
There's also a Swimsuit Shion card. Pretty much all the characters that you would expect to be in the game, but there's also like Civilian Child, Civilian Female, Realian Male, Utic Soldier, Security Guard.
All your favorites.
All your favorites.
All your favorites.
100 Series, Combat Realian, Bunny, Saber, Cannon.
Wait, Saber from
Shield. No, just
Killer
one.
Instinct? Oh.
No, not that Saber, sorry. Ogre. Alan. Tony.
I wish Ogre Allen was one character.
True Ogre, the final version of True Ogre. Wilhelm.
True Allen.
Kirschwasser. Joachim Mizrahi. There's also event cards. So those are like Surprise Attack, Federation Cruiser, Biosphere,
Sellers.
Dragon Skull, X-Buster. And there's also situation cards. And these, I think, are the most interesting. The Hilbert Effect. Analyze. Tune-Up. Gnosis Phenomenon. A Rat in a Trap. Transfiguration. So Weak. Imaginary Space. Pilgrimage Fleet. Mysterious Girl. Waste Money.
How long before you can stop?
Zohar. DSSS. And finally, Unknown Armament.
Are you sure AAA class encryption is not in there somewhere? Don't fucking look, dude. Come on, man.
I do want to know. I don't see it. These are in alphabetical order. I don't
jank in there.
We can see what that NPC like is called officially in the card. We could do that if you want.
It's in the card. No, I don't want to do that.
Well,
I want to stop this immediately.
Too fucking bad. Testament.
It's the worst episode.
Eyeglasses. What do you think you'd be called?
Do I have to remove the book from your hands? So help me God, I'll hop over this table.
I don't see jank in here, Eric. I'm sorry.
It was a rhetorical question, Chris. I didn't expect you to look for jank.
Well, it won't be this long in the final edit, so, the people are not suffering, only you. And so you could buy booster packs and stuff, so...
No, I can't, because I'm not going to play this game.
Okay, well, you could buy booster packs.
Aren't there actually booster packs you pick up in the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of those items that had, like, a bunch of letters on them or whatever that we couldn't figure out what they were for are like, cards for this.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm sure someone out there... Actually, I'm sure a lot of people out there had enjoyed it. It's just, I cannot. I simply can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm sorry.
Kind of like tactics games. I just don't do them.
Well, you're going to have to, Eric.
Well, now, do you want to go to the Durandal, the residential area, and look around one last time before we go off on our final mission?
Season 6, The Suffering of Eric.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's not an option. We can't go here. What about the casino crew? How are their tails end? Oh, I forgot you have to make the menu go down on the train. Because when you select that train, there's 4 options, but there's 5 total. I forgot you had to hit down.
That's confusing.
Train dock area, NPCs. Chris, our final 3 soldiers doing choreographed fight moves.
Yeah.
McLean, they're in like a line now.
Yeah.
What an incident. A lost kid this time. These crew members have it rough. There's Riggs, from Lethal Weapon. Yo, you tell him for me too. Tell him he's trying too hard to be a leader. Finally, Axel. The principle of the security team is to aid anyone who is in trouble.
Yep.
This is a real Kislev Steam team, Chris.
I bet there was going to be some more with these guys because they seem like they've got a lot of writing.
Yeah, they are named NPCs that do actions 3 different times.
Yeah. I do think that's funny that there's a lady on the couch here that says that there used to be 4 members of the security team.
Yeah.
Implying that one of them has been killed, I guess?
Yeah, she wonders who the 4th one is. Perhaps she's also hallucinating it.
Yes. What would the action movie hero name be here? John Kimball?
Maverick,
yeah. Is John Kimball kindergarten cop?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm a cop, you idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a cop, you idiot!
Time Crisis Cop expresses worry over the future of the Foundation. It's the first time on record a cop is worried about anything. A guy in a red coat is speaking to a little girl and also that cop. He says, an absent-minded old person and now a weird lost girl. What the heck was going on over on the Foundation?
What the hell?
What the hell?
What is he referencing?
Oh, there was a horny old lady here before. And so she was like, did you like my body or something like that? Oh,
right, yeah.
So they've had their hands full lately.
HWO, horny while old.
Happens.
Guy in orange is a security staff. He says, there must be people who just can't say no. None of them have ever turned down my request. I'm just lost here. Like, what request? What is he doing?
He's doing the side quest that was cut from the game.
You're right. Perfect. First residential area. There's a Time Crisis cop running around. Says she's done rescuing all the residents, but now they have to get ready to restore the Foundation. Looks like we'll be busy for a long time to come.
Yeah, so the rebuilding process has
And I'm not sure if these differentiate from how in crisis mode they were from before we went to the Song of Nephilim. It could be the same thing in some cases, but it also could not.
Yeah, that's possible.
Purple Jank Man. What am I doing? Working out, of course. Working out. When you're in a ship this big, even a stroll can amount to a bit of a workout. Vending machine area, the red coat, tells me the captain of the Elsa was looking for me a little while ago. He said, we're departing, so hurry up. He can be a little rude, but I like him. Finally, the purple shirt, green pants lady by the vending machine. She's been making all kinds of new discoveries since she got on the ship. Quote, like all the things being sold in the vending machine are all things I've never seen before. I hear there's someone that's been destroying vending machines lately. I think we've done that.
Yeah, we have done that one.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because some of these have changed and some of them haven't.
Yeah, it's almost like the game was hastily assembled at the last minute.
I wonder why.
Casino?
I spoke with a couple of fuckers sitting on the bench towards the top. A guy on the left says, just when I thought that triangular thing went away, what's that bowl-shaped thing?
Oh, of course. Proto Merkaba to Song of Nephilim.
Yes, or vice versa, actually.
This is in the casino?
Yeah. Man, this is a busy ship, he says. The other guy says, oh, little master, one problem after another, huh? Please hang in there. I look forward to hearing some good news. I really do want to lend you a hand, but I've never been good at fighting ever since I was a kid. I talked to the other guy again because I forgot to get his second dialogue, so he says, because it's so busy, the captain probably doesn't have time to play, right? Man, must be a stressful job.
I got the time crisis cop. I hear something terrible is going to happen if they don't destroy that big thing outside. Well, something terrible is going on here for me, too. I have to at least get back enough for my train ticket home. Gambled away all of his pay, Chris.
A beret cop sitting up by the, what do you call it? The table? The blackjack table?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have Junior, she says, oh, Junior, do you have a second? Oh, I know you're busy, but please hear what I have to say. Pretty please? You speak again? Would you lend me some money?
Oh, that's the same cop that told me about their money problems.
Oh, okay.
With Junior, it's different, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's funny. I'm glad they changed dialogue just for Junior.
Oh, please, I don't have enough money to get home. She does say that as well, though.
There's also the Fed soldier. I don't know if this happened last time, that they got a job working security on the ship.
Yeah.
Chris, the cop has been accepted into the local community as another cop.
Great. It's what happens when you hang around cops, right? If you speak with the 100 series Realian that's up at the blackjack table, I'm perfect at counting, too. I can graduate from training now, right? Is she learning how to count cards?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was supposed to bleed through the translation right there.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're going to go to the Kukai Foundation then?
Sure, we can go to the Kukai Foundation.
Okay.
I did make one stop before we do these mini bosses and stuff. I looked up one of the best places to get tech points.
Yeah.
Because I was pretty underleveled. You know, we've talked about my struggles in this game.
Uh-huh.
And what I read was the best place to go was in the Encephalon into the Encephalon, and run into those spotlights. Remember those spotlights when you're in Old Miltia?
Right, with those helicopters.
And there's the helicopters and the soldiers, and then do the roulette to where you can get the bonus experience, because those guys go down pretty quickly, and they're worth a pretty good amount of tech points, and they're relatively easy to get the roulette on the right.
Sounds like annoying JRPG grinding to me, Chris.
I did that for like a good 30, 35 minutes.
It's not too bad to get you back up to speed.
Yeah, I was able to get like all the techs that I wanted to use for my final characters up to speed.
I do, before I go to the Kukai Foundation, I do stop by the dock colony.
Mm-hmm.
I go back into Jenk's shop and access that segment door with the decoder I got at Song of Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
I got the robot parts body.
Yes, robot part body.
Jenk does not change his dialogue. He still laughs and still asks if I'm enjoying life. That's it, man.
Are you enjoying life?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Right at this moment?
And that is, I think, all of our robot parts, correct?
Yes, we have all the robot parts.
All right. Kukai Foundation Launchpad. All the NPCs are still lined up for the evac, and I'm like, man, they just kind of put a bow on this game and shipped it, didn't they?
Yep.
Kukai Foundation, Robot Academy, and Eggs Part Shop. First, the NPCs in the part shop. Everyone says the same thing, but the guy on the left by the signage doesn't. He says, that's weird. The gnosis are gone, but the weird voices from downstairs haven't ceased. This is bad. There's probably something really nasty nesting down there.
Uh-oh.
Something nasty, Chris.
Love nasty.
Robot Academy, the discombobulation noises return. Professor's Giant Robot Training Hall, Final Chapter, Part 1, Episode Friendship in Crisis. Shion shows up, elated that she finally has it, the last robot part. The professor tells her, good job. Now I can finally complete the giant robot that I've yearned for. Sigh. Professor's not voiced in this game, right?
No.
It's all just regular text. Shion knows that the professor doesn't seem very cheerful, and she wonders if it's because of what happened with Assistant Scott.
Yeah. Something's going on.
Fucking professor shakes it off, though. What are you talking about? I've already forgotten about that ungrateful assistant. More importantly, hurry up and hand over that last robot part. Let's complete the invincible robot that I've dreamed of.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Shion doubts the man, though, Chris, and she wants to make sure that everything is okay. My man gets giddy. He giddies up, you might say. He says it doesn't matter. You have to start working. Chris, what happens when you fail to prepare?
You fail. Failure to prepare is...
You prepare to fail.
You prepare to fail, thank you.
That's right.
Couldn't get there, sorry.
Chris, if you ask someone if they're okay and the answer is doesn't matter, how do you take that?
They're not okay.
I think so too.
Right?
You're giving it all away right there.
Yeah.
My feelings don't matter. Let's fucking do it.
No.
Shion agrees and we fade to black. It comes back and the professor begins the transformation. Once again, Chris, the Mickey Mouse hand and shit goes nuts. Then Claw machines up a 6-pointed robot body, property of Ronald McDonald in its red, yellow, and white delight.
Gaio Geiger.
English, please?
That's the name of like a super robot anime that this thing is kind of inspired by.
Okay.
Do you know the difference between super robots and real robots?
Absolutely not. Please tell me.
Okay. Basically two subgenres of mecha anime.
Of course.
So the real robot genre will be something closer to like what we see with eggs.
Okay.
And the super robot genre will be something that like what we're about to see here.
So combiners versus regulars.
Yes, god slayers versus tanks.
I see. Good. The professor tells me an essential selection for the giant robot, the Kelbum Dragon, is complete. Just remember, the Kelbum Dragon is a joint part of the giant robot, so unfortunately, you won't be able to summon it during battles. Kelbum, I assume, is Kelvana?
Yes.
We're translating this to GE elements. It comes back, and I talk to the professor. He has more to say. Well, now that the 6 kinds of robot parts are finally here, I'll set about completing the giant robot. If Assistant Scott hadn't defined me, he would have been present at this historic moment. Oh well, I'll just forget about him and get started. Now you just watch. Set transformation. My guy clicks and clacks away, but it doesn't work. He can't believe this shit.
It's no good.
I can't do it.
The computer shorts out and swirls with lightning.
Uh-oh.
I hate it when my personal computer does that.
Yes. And my Game Boy.
And your Vita, literally.
Yeah.
The professor apparently can believe this shit, because now he says he knew this would happen. The most important thing in creating a giant robot is the power of friendship.
That's true. No argument from me.
After fighting so much with Assistant Scott, I'm unworthy of creating a giant robot. So if every man's dream is to create a giant robot, is every man's dream also friendship?
Yeah, it's baked in.
Yeah.
It has to
You can't have
happen.
one without the other, right?
Yes.
It's like a prerequisite for taking a course.
It's like live, love.
Live, laugh, love, I think is what
live,
you're
laugh,
reaching
love.
for there.
Yeah, all three, they're needed. Hi, Kirby.
Yeah, in script font on the... Yeah, there's now a dog attacking Chris.
Hi, how are you? I just want to point this out that I'm acknowledging that the real net is currently telling me to put the anime hat on, but I left the anime hat upstairs, so I cannot.
Oh, no, giant robots aren't anime to me. It's an independent functioning exchange of ideas.
But I did talk about real versus super robot.
Yeah, but I don't know what that has to do with anime. You know what I mean? I go speak to the professor, and he tells me, friendship and justice, I knew that one could never be apart from the other. I said some mean things to Assistant Scott. I wonder what he's doing now. And I write down, I bet Scott is drinking. Let's go to the Iron Man bar.
Yeah, if the professor would have been a subscriber to patreon.com/retroym and would have watched the anime about himself, he'd know that Scott is at the bar.
That's true. And I just want to say the relationship between Professor and Assistant Scott in the anime is something I did not expect with how the buoyancy of the fantasy land that happens whenever they talk to each other. The sky blue background. You were explaining to me it's a popular trope in anime, but one that I had encountered before, and I just thought it was sweet and nice.
Well, I mean, that I think that is the function of said animation technique, is to make you feel sweet and nice.
That's what it does. It's the power of animation, Chris.
And the power of animation to show you the power of friendship.
Thank you, anime. I find my boy Assistant Scott face down at the bar, and he goes on one. This is a level of patheticness that even Alan has not achieved.
Good point.
Damn it, why doesn't the professor understand? Why won't he listen to my opinions? I'm just worried about the professor, that's all. Damn, I need a drink. Damn, eccentric, hard-headed geezer. I don't care anymore. He'll regret it later when he's all alone. The professor can't even do anything by himself. He really can't do anything without me. He's probably having problems right now. The professor might even be crying. Damn! I know he needs me. I just can't leave the professor all by himself. Professor, just hang in there. I'm coming to help you.
Do it, Scott.
What is our role in this? Because Scott would not have done this if we did not approach the bench. He would just stay there for the rest of the video game.
Does Shion say anything?
No, but like, it is our action of coming into Iron Man Bar that prompts this to happen. We will this into existence by our sheer presence.
It's because our radiating will to power has gone on to Scott, and now Scott has a will to power, and that power must create the robot.
ScottPower.com.
Yes.
We are automatically transported back to the giant robot training hall for final chapter part 2, episode Friendships Are Forever. The messenger of love, justice, and courage, Erde Kaiser, is here.
Who can argue?
The discombobulation noises restart. For the last time. Shion's here with Assistant Scott, and she tells the professor that she has brought his ass back. Quote, "You can make your dream come true with him here, right?" The professor thinks this was a meddlesome thing to do. Shion believes this is not a fair statement. The professor responds, "Well, whatever. Come, Assistant Scott. Get to your station quickly. We have a big, once-in-a-lifetime job to do." Shion again steps in. She tells the professor that this is not fair to Assistant Scott.
Yeah.
Assistant Scott Rogers, that. He's backing Shion up. He's finally standing up for himself against the mean professor.
I thought you were telling me that Assistant Scott's last name was Rogers.
Oh, that'd be great.
Scott Rogers.
Scott Rogers.
Scott Rogers.
Reporting for duty.
That's him. The professor fumbles some words and then confesses to Assistant Scott, "I'm glad you're back."
Mm-hmm.
Once again, we begin in set transformation as the boys click and clack at their workstations. Parenthetically, the professor thinks, "You've matured into a man in the short time that I hadn't seen you. This academy should be safe in Assistant Scott's hands."
Makes me so happy.
Parenthetically, Assistant Scott thinks, "Professor, you're definitely the greatest. You really shine when you're making robots. Christy, does your wife or kids feel that way about you when you're down here making robots, that you really shine?"
I think maybe subconsciously they do because they know that making robots calms me down.
That's good. It makes Father happy.
It puts me in a place to where I can,
Interact with them as a human being and not as a stern father.
it gets me off my screens.
There are, for some reason, no sound effects, but over in the loading bay, the completed giant robot is hoisted out of the darkness. It's Voltron, my only passable reference for a giant robot of this type.
Yes.
Lots of red and blue, and yellow and white. The professor says, "Behold, love, courage, justice, victory, friendship, effort. The symbol of all such things. United and invincible, absolutely just, the Erde Kaiser." Can you think of any other descriptors other than love, courage, justice, victory, friendship, effort?
Peace.
Peace is a good one. I was going to say determination.
Yeah, determination. Equality.
Violence?
Violence.
Violence.
I mean, honestly, what's the point of having a giant robot if you're not going to fuck shit up with it, right? Like, that's what we're here to do.
Anime.
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 That's good.
Okay.
I'm not sure that you can declare yourself anime in a game about anime, but hey.
Okay.
We get control back, finally. Assistant Scott says, "A lot has happened between the professor and me, but in the end, he is a great scientist. I'll continue to work for him. If I could say just one thing, I'd want him to cut back a little on his drinking. Oh, that's right, I forgot to tell you about the professor's ultimate collection. I will have them properly serviced by the time you come again. And one more thing, I made it so you can use the central console to look at the robot parts that have been made so far."
Oh. Did you do that?
No, I was going to ask you what the professor's ultimate collection is.
No.
In my head, it's a model viewer for all the shit we've brought him, because giant robots are cool and so are their parts.
Maybe so.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Professor says, "What do you think? The incarnation of my dream, the Erde Kaiser, will never lose. My ambitions know no end. I'm going to start developing the next giant robot right away."
Cool.
And I assume you went and put on Erde Kaiser on Shion or whoever immediately after this?
Not right away, actually. I usually kept it off Shion unless I knew I was about to go into a boss battle.
Okay, I was going to say, because it takes up all of the slots for your assigned abilities.
It does. Shion can no longer be like your healer if you have that on there. So I did spend some time sort of tweaking things around so that Chaos could be my main healer. It costs 60 EP.
It's a whole lot.
Which is, at the time that I was playing this, I did not have enough to even use it.
Oh, wow.
But if you use the Angel Ring...
Cuts in half.
And the Silver Crown, which I think gives you more EP...
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Also, it can only be cast one time per battle.
Yeah.
Which is more than enough for any battle except for one.
It also is the only way to beat the game.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, you can't beat the game without Erde Kaiser.
Yeah, I mean,
it's too hard.
So you're speaking more literally and not metaphorically at this moment. It is impossible for both of us to beat the game without Erde Kaiser, is what you're postulating to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. What I'm saying is not literally true, but
right, of course.
If you've got a limited amount of time on your hands, then whatever.
Yeah, just punch in the robot that deals 10,000 damage real quick.
Yeah, just
thanks.
Hit the win button.
Kukai Foundation, Guinan's Private Beach. Playable. Background waves. Nothing here. It's all the same. And we said this on the anime cast, but we're never, ever going to go to the buildings on the north end of the Kukai map.
Yeah.
They're there. What are they? What is that? I mean, I assume that's where Guinan's office is with that pool table.
Yeah.
And the Shelley and Mary sex bed.
You know, Xenosaga is a huge world. They just didn't have time to make it all.
Yeah, but why create an icon on the Okay.
probably more work to remove it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, I bet it broke something if they removed it. Kukai Foundation, City Sector 26, playable.
Yeah.
Debris is everywhere, and shit is kind of fucked up. I do wish the rotting corpse of Gigas was still here, but it's not. Crash model...
Did you say Gigas?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's how the fake net pronounced it, too. I got backed up on that.
Okay.
Gigas.
Fine.
Fake net, say it again.
Giggles.
Damn.
Old fake net. Fake net, you say it.
Gigas.
All of you.
Fuck it. Yeah, put the German fake net,
Gigas.
French fake net,
Gigas.
Japanese.
Gigas.
See how wrong you are now, Chris?
Oh, I'm so wrong.
Thank you. I can tell you're really remorseful about this.
I'm very remorseful. Okay. Now we're heading into City Sector 26, right?
Yep, there's crashed Model T cars and the fallen water tower are outside of our treasure,
Yeah.
so it's retaining damage.
People laying on the ground. Signs laying on the ground. Spilled oil.
Why are we still using fossil fuels, man?
To fit the aesthetic.
The aesthetic,
of
it's important.
yeah, that's how it goes down here on Lone Street.
Yeah. Anyway, Lady in Purple's who I meet first. Oh, I'm busy and you're in my way. Sightseeing at a time like this, you're so lucky to have so much free time. I don't have time to play with you. I'm busy, so could you please get out of my way? Little girl is sitting with her knees folded out next to a pile of shit. She says pitching in to clean up as a group is fun. Everyone is working really hard, so you don't slack off either. Isn't this super interesting, Chris?
Oh, yeah, this is great. This is like vibes.
Uh-huh. Girl in white coat outside Iron Man. She says, what? Why is everyone so cheerful? Well, it's because there's no point in being depressed. We were originally a group of jobless people anyway, so maybe we're used to tough times. Chris, that's the goddamn spirit I'm looking for.
It is. It's the spirit of using fossil fuels and rebuilding your town.
They call that the spirit of St. Louis.
Sure. A city I always forget exists.
That's right, if not for the plane. Purple shirt, pigtails, also in front of Iron Man. Just what are those gruesome monsters? What do they have against us? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the mystery.
Old man next to pickup truck, which is in a slightly different location and with all the boxes having fallen off.
Yeah.
He says, hey, move your hands, not your mouth. Common sense dictates the car should be fixed before you load the cargo. Chris, is that true?
The car should be fixed before you load the cargo. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Unless you can detach the trailer like Optimus Prime, but otherwise, no.
That's a good point. The tired worker by the pickup truck, he's on his hands and knees, and he says, man, I just finished packing. Now I have to start all over again. There's a purple-haired guy working on the overturned Model T.
Mm-hmm.
Says they're still duking it out outside, right? Well, even if this place got attacked again, we'd get it back to normal again right away. A lot of community, sense of resolve to preserve the integrity of City Sector 26 here.
Great spirit.
Thanks. Lady in green outside of our treasure, she says, sheesh, they sure did a number on us. We won't even be able to sleep unless we fix everything first. We've established that both of us are comfortable with giving up on projects in order to go to bed, right? Boss fights, putting together robots, cleaning up dinner.
Yes, but boss fights can be difficult.
Yeah, but everything can be difficult. But are you willing to give up and go to bed?
Well, that's what I mean. Boss fights are difficult to put down.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still got it. Put me in.
Coach.
Lady in purple shirt and green shorts outside of our treasure. Just watch, this city will be reborn again. It's sure to become a wonderful city because everyone is working so hard. I think that's true, Chris.
Do we need to come back here in Xenosaga 2 to see if this pays off?
Why are you asking me questions about a game I haven't played in 19 years?
I don't know.
Initializing fake net. You come back here in Xenosaga Episode 2. It even plays music in the town.
Worker in front of our treasure is packing milk bottles into boxes.
Yeah.
I hear the neighboring precinct was damaged pretty badly too, but they are all working hard to help the injured. Finally, we talked to Dumpster Guy, the guy that's been dumpster diving this entire game. Yo, thanks for what you did earlier. I can work without any worries thanks to you guys.
His job is dumpster diving?
I mean, he's just hanging out by the dumpster. I mean, it's implied that he's dumpster diving. So that's
Maybe in
his
this
job.
world, dumpsters need attendance.
It's possible, yeah.
Make sure that you are authorized to provide
integrity to the dumpster.
You know how it's like, don't use this dumpster unless you fucking live here?
That's right.
He's that guy.
Iron Man bar.
He owns it.
Looks fine in here.
Yeah?
NPC, Jank Purple Man, front desk. Good grief, ever since the Gnosis attacked us, the bartender's story seemed to have gotten longer. Blue hair kid practicing karate at the front desk. He says the bartender's awesome. He says he defeated a Gnosis with his bare hands.
Not true.
Not true.
No.
Bartender, yo, you guys, if you train regularly, you'll be ready when trouble appears. You should learn from me and work out too. Mayumi, wandering around the pink dress. Remember Mayumi?
Yeah, she was the waitress.
Welcome. The town's in shambles, but inside is back to normal thanks to our regulars. And again, I really am enjoying the sense of community they've pumped into all these
That's
NPCs.
true. I agree.
Lady in brown, left side. I was worried when the Gnosis came and destroyed the city, but nothing good will come from worrying about it. Smiles are really important at times like these. My least favorite coworker is the one that demands a smile all the time.
Demands a smile?
I get what they're going for, but like I'm not. When they say like I'm not going to be satisfied till you smile, I'm like, well, you're not going to be satisfied. Like now, I'm especially not doing it.
I think it's a skill issue on their part because if you want somebody to smile, your job would be to make them smile. Try to do something to make them smile. Got a funny joke? Got a silly thing to say?
You got some fudge?
Yeah, got some, exactly. Got some fudge. Got an extra banana. I don't know.
Can you juggle?
I can't, but if I could, I would do that.
That's
to make
right.
people
You
smile.
start doing tricks and stuff.
Also, I don't really care about like if someone smiles.
Smiling in the work? No, I don't give a shit.
I had to tell this guy one time when I worked in an office that he doesn't need to tell people that they look tired.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, because it's like that's just that.
Hey, bro, you look like shit.
That just might be the way their face looks like.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, when people say that to me, my response is 100%. Yeah, I always look this way. This is just how I look.
Yeah,
I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah, it's
any fudge.
I'm currently disheveled.
Piano player who I think we need to put in the character tournament.
Okay.
If everyone's fixing the shop, it would be great if they could fix the piano while they're at it. I wonder how long they plan on leaving it broken like this. Forever.
I'm putting the piano player in the tournament right now.
Because it's funny that they're sitting at a piano that doesn't work for the entire game.
Yeah. It is dedication.
See our character battle tournament on patreon.com/retroam.
It's going to be great.
Lady in pink, bottom left table, sniff, sniff. I will find happiness, sob, sob, thank you. Worker at table, man, that was hell, but we just can't let something like that get us down. We should have a drink, cheer up, and then put the town back together.
Do it.
He's not going to do it. He's going to keep drinking. Guy in purple at the table, bottom right. Listen to this. My girlfriend was evacuated to the Durandal, and she hasn't come back. Do you think it's horrible of her to run off and leave me behind?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Finally, put me out of my goddamn misery, the Iron 3 poster boy.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? I thought my body, pose, and spirit were all perfect. Guess I still have ways to go. Our treasure? It's much shorter.
Let's go.
Old lady on the right side of the bench. Just look at that girl. She's running this hotel all on her own. I bet deep down she's so sad and wants to cry, but she's not letting things get to her. We could all learn from her. Chris, what inspires you about child labor?
What inspires me about child labor?
Yeah, this lady's obviously very inspired. We can learn something from this.
Cheap tennis shoes.
Cheap tennis shoes, that's good.
Yeah,
Cheap garments, tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Canned pork, I don't know. Lady in pink dress in the back, wandering around.
Diamonds.
Yeah, child workers.
Actually,
I've only bought one diamond, and it was so I could get engaged.
I think the thing that we both probably have seen benefits from.
Telephones in our pocket.
No, I was going to say chocolate.
Is chocolate a child labor thing too?
Cocoa is, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Lady in big pink dress wandering around. She's really amazing. She just lost her father, but she says she's going to run the hotel to help everyone. We adults have to be as strong as children. If you guys are just wandering around, why don't you make yourselves useful and fix a door? The child worker behind the desk, she says, "Oh, welcome. Can I help you with something?" Chris, you know what I helped her with?
Nothing?
I sold her the rest of my kobold blades.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she could repurpose those for something,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was saying. I go upstairs.
You know how like Gnosis drop things you can sell, right?
Yeah. It's not just salt.
Once the Hilbert effect is applied on those things, like does it just stay? They stay in our physical realm?
I think so. It's decontaminated and it's materialized properly.
Okay.
It's like it's like protoplasm.
Much to think about.
Worker upstairs repairing a bookcase.
Yeah.
My house got wrecked, so I'm staying here, but I couldn't just sit there being depressed while that little girl worked so hard. That's why I thought I'd at least help her repair the hotel.
Good. I love, more child labor.
I question the value of the NPC exercise, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kukai Foundation, City Sector 27. We got to keep fucking doing it. We're not almost done, but it's the last place to explore.
Initializing fakenet. Hey there. For a bit of fun, let's listen to all of the Kukai Foundation music from Xenosaga Episode 2.
The steps at the king's shop are massively charred, like the guy from Gundam.
I thought that they were like the guy. Good.
Anime. I did an anime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh no, I should have
clapped. Now the dog came.
Hello, dog. I thought that they were the blood stains. I thought they were blood stains because remember those like really dark red blood stains we see on like the Voglende and stuff.
Oh right, more of the questionable texture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The first one to complain leaves with the blood stain.
Yeah.
NPCs. Purple Jankman, our favorite NPC.
The statue one?
Yes.
Yeah.
He says this statue can be pretty useful. I've got a renewed respect for it. It's a good example of how you can find a use for just about anything, even if at first glance it seems useless.
Yes.
There's a green guy working on the statue. Sheesh, why do I have to repair the statue of this old guy? Mr. King said it's only natural that we should fix it since it was his city that got wrecked. But what a pain in the butt. I blew up the statue.
Yeah.
He hung his head and said, what are you doing?
What the fuck, man?
I finally got it back to the way it was, and now I got to start all over again. You're mean. Do you have something against me?
All you got to do is walk off screen and rock back. It'll be there. Don't worry.
Yeah, and I did. You repaired it in like 3 seconds. Stop complaining. Pigtail girl at bakery smile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you hear? Johnny rescued Mina. She's saying that she's annoyed and she never asked for his help. She should put her pride aside and just thank him.
I think this is a funny conclusion to that saga where like he finally rescued her and was like the hero to save the damsel. And she's like, what? I didn't fucking ask for this.
Yeah, dude. Maybe I wanted to die. Did you think about that?
Yeah. I didn't ask for you to give me fudge today to make me smile. Come on.
Give me fudge. Make me smile. Mina behind the bakery smile counter. Oh, thank you for what you did earlier. You were a great help. My father is baking bread for everyone in town. Please stay and have some. Oh, Johnny, how long is it going to take you to fix that thing? When you're done there, please work on the inside too. Johnny is somewhat unreliable, so I can't help but feel like I need to keep an eye on him. It was kind of cool what he did earlier, though.
Yeah.
Again, I'm always a sucker for NPC sagas spread across an entire video game.
Yeah. I think the best game at this was Terranigma.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, that was where a lot of the joy of...
True progression.
of Terranigma was derived from. But this game...
They fucking tried.
It has it.
Yeah, it's there. Johnny, fixing stuff below the bakery smile counter. Says, are you here to rebuild the city too? Then let me ask you guys a question, okay? Do you think Mina is in love with me? And we get a choice. I think she loves you, or... I don't think so.
I don't think so, bub.
What'd you pick?
I don't think so.
He replies, I can't hear you very well. Oh, well, someday I'll melt her heart with my charms.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you pick, I think she loves you, he says, don't bother me. Mina will get mad if I slack off.
That's true. He's being exploited for his dumbness.
Initializing fake net. Hey, let's play the Durandal's music from Xenosaga 2 now. Who cares at this point?
I just replayed Final Fantasy VII, and there's a similar dumb guy named Johnny in Final Fantasy VII as well.
I remember that guy,
a roving plot line.
Yeah. Well, he was in...
Remake? They expanded him in Remake a little bit.
Yeah, he had a role, yeah.
Guy in green on top of the bakery smile ladder. Says there's a treasure box on the roof, but motherfucker, I already got that. Lady in purple repairing the shit in front of LeVar. I like this place. You have to do your own things yourself. The thing I like best about this town is that it doesn't give up even at a time like this. Let's go to King's Lair, E6.
Yeah, let's go there.
Guy working on the gold car. Damn those gnosis bastards that destroy everything in their paths. Will never be able to repair things at this rate.
Of course.
Little girl in pink playing with the cat on the ground. He says the cat is uncool. She doesn't do any tricks. The cat will hiss at me.
Yep. She does refer to the cat as Francois.
Francois, yeah.
Which we knew, I think, already.
Shake, sit. King will say, hey, kid, don't pick on little Francois. The kid laughs at King for being mad. King stops using his punching bag and responds, oh, no, that's not how I meant it. I'm not mad. I just felt sorry for my darling little kitty. Stay out of trouble now, you hear? King is... His description from the local populace does not match how he acts in front of me.
No, I think that's the bit, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. And I don't... It weirds me out because I don't understand how it functions.
I was a little bit disappointed that the guy who's repairing the car does not respond any differently once you blow his car.
I know. That was very upsetting.
Yeah, I think he did last time, but not this time.
Finally, the little girl will say King is acting like a woman and that he's scary.
Okay.
Confirmed, all women scary.
Yeah.
Purple guy here upstairs. Dance, dance. Forget all the bad things by dancing. Ha ha ha. Can you do that? Is that true?
Forget all the bad things
by dancing.
With dancing. I think so. You know, actually earlier I was running with Tiffany.
Tiffany, my wife.
That would be your wife.
Yeah,
because you're too fast for your own wife.
Sure.
You said she was talking to a coworker, and she said that like running now has replaced dancing all night at the club.
Oh wow.
So, in terms of like just the
body movement,
like the mental energy that you expend and
step count,
refresh yourself. So I think that applies here, right? The guy's dancing. He's getting good cardio, and he's going to kind of clear his head and be able to go home and eat some chicken and then record a podcast later.
Blonde guy upstairs. He's also dancing. He says, what a weird dude, but this is fun. So he's getting in on the dance, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, goddammit, LeVar.
Burton.
NPCs. Woman in orange, right room. And LeVar was the one where there was the little kid that wanted to go off to military.
Yes.
But there was a big fight about it.
Yeah, he has a name. I forgot what it was, though, but he is in the character tournament.
Woman in orange, right front. I think I spoke to him too harshly. I don't think there's anything wrong with him seriously wanting to become a soldier. I think I should listen to what he has to say a little more. Green hair, right room. For some reason, this family's become quiet all of a sudden. It's good that they're not fighting, but I feel like there's something missing now. Well, it's only temporary. Another fierce one's bound to start up again. You know, it's like the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Blue hair in the back. Oh, thanks for what you did earlier. I'm just a part-timer, so I can't really do anything in return. Sorry you didn't really get anything out of it. That's a little play on you only save NPCs for your own good, right?
Yeah.
Because I assume I saved this person somewhere in that excursion game thing.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Are we recognized as the heroes? I don't think we are, even though that
person just did. Thank you for what you did earlier.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that was maybe the first time that's happened.
I mean, Johnny got credit for some of it, but
yeah, it's true.
Finally, final NPC. Punch me in the face. Guy in yellow at the very back. A soldier? No, I changed my mind. I'm not going to become a soldier. I'd be too afraid to fight those monsters. Self-employment is the way to go. Owning a cleaners is the best. As they say, safety comes first.
Small business.
Dreams ruined. Do you want to go fight some sub-bosses?
Let's go fight some sub-bosses. Here we can go fight Mintia?
Yeah, we'll do Mintia first.
Because we're already here, right?
Yeah, Mintia is someone that I didn't know existed until this podcast happened.
I have previously fought her when we were here originally, and she kicked my ass and killed me. So,
well, sure. I just mean like this current continuity. Me 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I knew about that. Like I knew about Great Joe, but not.
I didn't remember
Mintia.
her at all. We go to the empty room above the Iron Man bar, as we discussed previously.
But it's hard to get there. You have to like drop on the awning and walk over and hop in through the window.
Yeah. And
turn that crank.
We put Momo in the front of our party, and when we walk in there, Momo emotes 3 question marks. And then we get a really fun camera shift here where we are seeing the camera is like basically flipped upside down, and we see Mintia on the roof hovering down and flipping around and rotating the camera and confronting Momo.
With a horror movie sound effect.
Yes, yes. And she also has a horror movie look to her, doesn't she?
Purple skirt, looks like different blades of Ivy's sword from Soul Calibur, blonde pigtails and a plate thing over her eye. Looks like Phantom of the Opera, mask, goth, purple vest, gold sleeves, magic wand.
I got goth magical girl with a half Gundam mask. When I say Gundam mask, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the mask of a Gundam.
No, the mask of the guy who's trying to hide his identity and who's usually an antagonist.
That's usually what I think about when I think about Gundams, so I'm glad you just told me something I already knew.
Good. You know, Char wears one, right?
Yeah, Charizard.
Once he adopts the Quattro Bagina moniker, he just wears big sunglasses. You've seen him before. He's my avatar on Discord.
Right. I was trying to think back to when I was in Harajuku one time, and I saw a girl in a little princess outfit running around with a giant lollipop, and I said, "What is this?" And the lady who was showing me around said, "That's a Lolita," and then explained to me that deal.
Yeah.
So this is what that kind of reminded me of a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Great. So she approaches slowly. Did we talk about the cast on her arm? Did you say that already?
Purple vest, gold sleeves, magic wand. I don't think I mentioned a cast.
No, it looks like she's wearing a cast on her right arm. It's very strange.
Like a weirdly, intricately designed character for something that's buried like this.
I feel like it was going to be something more. And
yeah.
What does it have to do with Momo anyway? Right?
I don't know, man.
Like, there's a lot of, like, wasn't there something where you had to, like, go inspect a goddamn wall in the Song of Nephilim to get something from Momo?
There's Song of Nephilim, and there is somewhere in Cathedral Ship where if you inspect it as Momo, you get something that only Momo can find.
I wonder if there was going to be, like, a final mini-boss for every character or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, find all this shit from Momo and unlock Mintia.
Yeah, and the same, I mean, Great Joe with Junior.
Yeah, it's Junior. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
Ziggy, got to go.
Eric Weber.
Yeah, sorry, we're going to put this on a phone that's not going to exist in 20 years.
Yeah.
And
all those games are lost media.
But it would have been great if they would have been able to implement this, and it would have been a lot more intricate or involved, and then just had nothing for chaos.
Yes. Because there's nothing. Yeah.
Because we can't know, right?
He just goes and like plays Xenosaga with William. By
William, Eric meant Wilhelm.
Yeah, absolutely. Mintia says, She looks at Momo for a second. Pulls out a fucking magical wand, waves it at Momo and says, good. Or maybe she might actually be tapping her on the head with it. Will you fight? We get the choice, Eric. Yes
or no?
Or no. I say yes.
Fuck yeah.
We go immediately into a battle. She says, before we begin, I have one rule. No big mechanical beast thing that you use. I think she's talking about
eggs.
I don't like them, so you can't use them. So
they gave her a voice actress.
Oh, in terms of her grunts and whatnot?
Yeah. Like she has multiple different grunts, which I've sampled and you can hear now.
Eric thought he captured the grunts, but actually he captured her tech attacks.
Thanks for sampling those grunts, Eric. So anything special with this battle?
She does Dark Star, which drops stars on Momo. It pushes her to the rear row.
Mm-hmm.
She also says, I hate, and then the male symbol pops up.
Yes, if a boy character hits her, she will immediately counterattack.
She does Shadow Eye and down stacks like she's playing Xenoblade. She does Dark Snake, which poisons Momo.
Mm-hmm.
She can summon a Gnosis, her loyal servant, which she calls Bebo.
Bebo.
Bubba Bebo.
It's a big, bulbous fish dude that she can ride for a second like a huge balloon guy, which then attacks us and disappears into the background.
Interesting. So I wonder if she is a Gnosis. Think she could be a Gnosis?
I don't think so. She's humanoid.
So?
I think she's more like ghost adjacent, hallucination.
Yeah, maybe so. I want more Mintia lore. Did you fight her straight up or did you just Erde Kaiser her?
I fought her straight up for a while to see what she was capable of,
Yeah.
and then once I saw all of her tricks, I Erde Kaisered her into oblivion.
Same. You win and you get the Penguin Rod, which I think is a very good weapon for Momo, and the rare item that she will drop is the Craft Apron.
I got that, and it's important to mention when she falls, she kicks her feet in anger when she's defeated, like she's having a temper tantrum.
Oh, cool.
After the battle, she evaporates and says, I hate to admit it, but I lost. All right, I'll give you this. And we get one more thing. Dark Scepter tech.
Cool. I went and watched the tech showcase that you can find on YouTube to look at all the techs that I didn't see. And just to see if there was anything that we should mention on the podcast, like that we should describe.
Mm-hmm.
But there really wasn't, other than what we've already covered. Like everything is pretty standard looking. The exception of maybe Ziggy kicking a goddamn meteor, but other than that.
And we saw that in the anime.
Yeah, it looks great in the anime, Eric, let me tell you.
Finally, she'll tell you, that works pretty well against Gnosis if you know how to use it. Next time I'll bring my number one pet. Let's play again, Momo. She never comes back in the entire series.
Nope. So, we should talk about this now since we both used Erde Kaiser to defeat her, but the Erde Kaiser animation is, of course, extremely long.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of it is when it shows like a Japanese-style painting of like a woman in a kimono, then the moon appears, and then it holds the sword up in front of the moon.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's real good.
I love it. I don't know why. I don't know what it's supposed to symbolize.
That men love giant robots.
It does. By the way, we didn't talk about the translation for Erde Kaiser, by the way.
What's that?
Did you look that up?
Somewhere, sure. What do you think it is?
By the way, when I looked this up on the Xenosaga wiki, I learned that the Erde Kaiser does appear in the other two games too, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
Erde Kaiser is German for Earth Ruler or Earth Emperor.
That's what I was going to speculate.
I mean,
Fake Netz initialisieren. Not bad, but it is pronounced Erde Kaiser.
other stuff that was on the Erde Kaiser wiki that I failed to mention earlier was that the Erde Kaiser's design is a homage to the Sunrise Brave series mecha shows, typified by the hero mecha with lion's head chest plates, the most recent example of which the King of Braves, Gaio Geiger, which I did mention. The name Erde Kaiser is referenced in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as the name of Cosmos' Merc mission group.
Of course.
So, there you go. Want to go fight Great Joe now?
I think so. Just a quick question about Erde Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
Earth Ruler, does that mean it's a artifact from Lost Jerusalem?
Ooh. Or if it's Earth uppercase, then yeah.
That's a good point.
So,
let's go fight Great Joe.
let's go fight Great Joe.
Let's go fight Great Joe.
I feel like we can confidently say that Great Joe was going to be a bigger thing in this.
Oh, I hope so.
Because I feel like at the last moment, they're like, what are we going to do with this Great Joe shit that we
We
made?
need to have a Big Joe reference.
Let's put him in a closet.
Yeah. I have distinct memories of this. I remember it being impossible. I remember him screaming, Soul Crusher. And I remember it being weird as hell. Also, the Xenogears Big Joe reference was something that I think tickled me and Josh and probably you back in the day as well.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great. I also remember struggling with him as well.
Like, I guess I didn't have Erde Kaiser. when I tried to
Probably there
fight
was
him.
no wikis and shit that we could go figure out where to get the Erde Kaiser
Like, it's
from,
tough to even, I know we say it all the time, but you couldn't, like, Google didn't exist. Well, I guess Google existed, but not like, I mean, it was like Lycos was something I used at the time. And
Yeah, and we were all playing this game when it first came out too, so there may not have been any much.
Like I was going
going
to say, within the first like month, no way.
I mean, I know we probably all beat this within a couple of weeks, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a short game. Joe has 9,999 HP. Junior has to be your lead character, and he's in a closet in the second residential area in the same room as that UMN shop thing, the silver one.
Yeah.
It's on the Durandal, right?
Yep.
In my memories, Joe was only accessible in the Encephalon back on the U-tip ship Junior invaded. The area where you find him looks different in my mind. It's wild. I have false memories of where to find Great Joe.
Oh, man. Like, if anything that I've discovered through playing these older games that we haven't played in 20 years is that I have many false memories about them.
Your memories are wrong. It's fucking weird.
I don't like it.
Stuff that I can see in my head are just stuff I've relived so much. I've rewritten truth.
Stop it. Stop doing this.
So I go back there, walk up those steps to the bed area, and blow open that door. We then get to see a quick camera pan across Great Joe, complete with weird-ass boots, skull-face crotch piece, and nightmare demon cowboy hat.
If Big Joe were goth, right?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Man, what if all the cut mini-bosses were all just goth things? Because so far, we're 2 for 2.
His hand claws are also glowing with radiant power. He has Macho Man sunglasses, but all in silver. And he speaks.
Hell Cowboy also is what I wrote.
Hell Cowboy's good.
Yeah.
It's very good. A boy gunman. You know what awaits you if you are defeated in a gunfight, boy, and you still dare challenge me. Bring it on, or I don't have time for this. I bring it on.
Bring it on.
Says, well, this should be somewhat entertaining. Time to die, boy. Regular battle music plays. And as we mentioned before, he sounds goofy as hell when you hit him.
Yeah.
Like, not like you expect this demon cowboy, hell cowboy to respond. Fake Net, play some Big Joe grunts, please.
Thank you. I think it would have been fun if they would have had him hanging out in different places throughout the game.
Yeah, like why not? That's what I expected, man.
They did so much work on the NPCs and in the Kukai Foundation and all that dialogue changing. Just have him just around. And maybe he's wearing different... I mean, I know that's more work, but like maybe he's wearing like different clothes.
I mean, it's more work. Him and Mintia, I've already forgotten her name.
Mintia.
Have more barks in battle than Virgil does. Like they wanted to do more stuff with this.
If I remember correctly, Virgil's was
Brian Fury.
Joe's
attacks are obviously Gambler E. He shoots me, and I swear to God, he blows smoke off the pistol when he does that. He then kicks buzzsaws out of his heel of his boot and brings the heel down on me. Sometimes it zooms in on his face, and his teeth sparkle when he does this. You know how sometimes there's like multiple camera angles for different attacks?
Yeah.
He also does Heart Shot Punch, his skull crotch and head glow red, and he says, "A present for you."
A present for you.
And then does a Kiss Rush attack. Finally, there's Soul Crusher, which presents 2 cannons he has on his back when he then tilts, like he doesn't take the cannons off, he tilts horizontally to do a group attack.
Oh, like when Boba Fett fires a rocket.
Or the fat guy fires a rocket in God Hand from his bazooka back.
Haven't got that far yet.
Well, look forward to it.
Patreon.com/RetroIM.
Soul Crusher.
Also, Bloodlust. It's a combo attack, which he has to present, and then I think he nerfs himself.
Oh.
If you interrupt it, if you attack him before he does it, it stops him.
Cool.
I fight him once and lose. I find him again and deploy Erde Kaiser. Anything else before his death animation?
Well, if you do fight him straight up, at 4,000 HP, he decides to challenge Junior specifically to a duel.
Oh, nice.
Depending on how damaged your characters are and the status effects that remain on them, take this chance to attack only with Junior and use other characters to heal and renew any beneficial status effects, says the Brady Games Guide.
Thank you, Brady. When he dies, little cartoon birdies swirl around his head, and he says, "Oh no." We get a swimsuit for our trouble.
Yeah.
Post-fight, he says, "I lost. I let my guard down, but still, that was some gunmanship. You're a man worthy of calling a friend. I give this to you as a token of our friendship. Learned Tech Attack, Soul Rhapsody. Learned Ether, Magnum Joe."
Magnum Joe.
Magnum Joe.
Farrell, my friend, I entrust that swimsuit to you for now. Did you do Magnum Joe ever?
Yeah, it summons him to do an attack.
Yeah.
And when Junior calls for him, he says, "Go get him, Great Joe."
Hell yeah.
So it doesn't seem to be strong enough to really worry about using or even equipping.
Sure, but it's nice that it's there, I guess.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Chris.
That's all I got,
Well,
too.
I mean, there's one more. Ace Pilot. We should mention Ace Pilot.
Mention Ace Pilot.
If you return to the U-6 ship, you can fight Ace Pilot. This time we'll get in Din Gareth instead of Meld Gareth after he dies. It's that one fucking thing, you know, shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Well, with that, we're ready to go to the Proto Merkaba, right?
No, we're ready to go to the RealNet first, Chris.
I was hoping you would say that.
Initializing RealNet.
Hello, RealNet. Thank you for joining us on this this rainy Saturday afternoon here in the Retrograde Amnesia Studios. It's raining inside the studios. The rain is coming from inside the studio.
Pour your misery down on me.
I'm only happy when it rains, Eric. The RealNet's out in force tonight. Psycho Paladin Jr. says, is Chris just saying random words now?
Yeah, Chris does that. He just deploys random words.
I think that was when I was reading the card names.
It's a free association exercise he does to try to warm himself up.
Yeah.
Lion face, lemon face type thing. Hey, Kirby.
Cliff Racer says, Xenocard was clearly someone at Monolith's passion project. It's like a whole-ass additional game with Xenosaga.
Again, as was the style at the time with Tetramaster, Triple Triad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's other ones.
All right. As I was scrolling through here, I did see we had some Blitzball defenders in here, which
Ugh. Math sports, no thanks.
Cliff Racer says, according to one of the interviews, the team spent 6 to 12 months working on the gear fighting minigame in Xenogears, which we probably talked about back then. But
I also wonder what the team means on that. Like the battle team, like what? Give me a head count on that to satisfy my curiosity. I
feel like it's like at 5:30, everybody was like, all right, time to go home. And then there was like 6 other people that are like, no, it's not. And then they would go in another room and pull out the beers and work on the...
that sounds right.
Yeah.
This one's for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the design ethos of God Hand, by the way.
Eric Vadon says, my born-again Christian neighbors claim the magic cards I had did actual magic.
God, that'd be so cool, man. Like, I wish Satanic Panic was like 1/10 as true as people said it was.
TC says, when my dad was in a religious halfway house, I showed him my Pokemon cards and one of his friends said, oh, these are definitely influenced by the other master.
Fuck yeah, dude. That makes it sound so cool. Oh my God. Like, you cannot just gas a kid up like that. Like, I will forever think of the other master.
Andy Hoof says, Voltron is your only reference. I've heard y'all talk about Transformers enough to know that's bullshit. And Eric Fernandez says, does Eric not think of Transformers as anime? Eric, is Transformers anime?
Absolutely not.
Is Transformers Armada anime? The Transformers anime?
I don't acknowledge anything beyond the Transformers, 3 seasons.
Eric Fernandez says, oh no, we're not doing child slave labor anymore. We just buy from a marketplace where all the supplies do child slave labor. We also don't investigate who is supplying that cocoa. Yes, I agree.
Wasn't Hershey's doing something super fucked up with water? You know, I don't have time for it. Never mind.
Eric Fernandez says, I liked earlier when Kirby jumped on Chris and he said, hey, hi, hello, like one of his work Zoom meetings.
Yeah. Treat Kirby like your coworker.
Hey, hi, hello. Cliff Racer is talking about Mintia. I think she was supposed to represent a kind of half-nosified state with some amount of agency/awareness/reason.
That sounds
Mintia
right.
has never followed up on it, so who knows? Like a Betty.
Yeah, that's like a pretty good thing,
headcanon?
Like a payoff of lore. Like an escaped Betty or something like that. I like that.
Lobstop Doy says, Boy Gunman sounds like a Kojima character.
Yeah, it does.
Boy Gunman.
Boy Gunman.
Boy Gunman.
Voiced by Doug Stone. 7-8 says, can we get Chris does Virgil's laugh drop?
Yeah, that'll probably... Lately, my current thing is when Chris says something with a lot of gravitas or with like more emphasis than I expected, I repeat it 9 to 10 times before the podcast ends and the outtakes. So yeah, that'll probably be that.
Okay, good. Joe Peasy Foshizi says, thanks, Chris. Thanks to you, we say, I'll tell you the secret of snot nose on the nose constantly in our house.
Boogerman?
I once was talking about anime.
Oh.
And fan subs, VHS stuff. And there was a line that was translated as I'll tell you the secret of snot nose on the nose.
Okay, I'm going to just file that with Terrible Secret of Space.
By the way, Globsub Doy asked if we talked about the etymology of Proto-Merkaba yet. Yeah, we did on the last episode, I think. Okay, thank you, RealNet, for joining us this evening. We will see you on the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on January 27th, 2022? 2024? 2024? You can email us at podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com. Follow us on Twitter at retroamnesiapod. Go to Blue Sky, Retrograde Amnesia. YouTube at Retrograde Amnesia. I think YouTube is the best place if you want to leave a comment about an episode. Even if you don't listen to it on YouTube, if you have a comment about an episode, go there and we'll probably see it. Patreon.com/retroam and get bonus episodes, a mini-series, access to the RealNet. Upcoming bonus pods like Anime on DVD featuring Xenosaga the Animation, which is out by now. God Hand miniseries is probably mostly out by now.
We're ballparking that as a 10-part miniseries.
Which should be good. And, of course, thank you to Mark
Shepard
for the intro music.
You're welcome, Chris.
And thanks, WorldSyn, for the podcast artwork. Until next time, Eric.
Let's start the beginning of the end.
And now you may go back to sleep. Andy Hoof says, I'm so glad that I bought Tactics Ogre and Valkyria Chronicles when the nominees were announced. I also bought Tactics Ogre because it was on sale.
I also bought Tactics Ogre physically because it was on sale.
Oh, I bought the Steam version. Well, maybe one day. Well, the 3 types are battle card. No, I don't know what the 3 types are. Do you think,
dude?
Yeah, I know you have stories about that.
Another one happened yesterday. It's full of the carpet from my dead cop neighbor's apartment.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Condo.
Playtime's over!